Now it's time for the drive home. Buckle up, bitches.
Well, welcome to episode 39 of The Drive Home.
Hello.
We're a group of gays who go to the movies and review them on the Drive Home. I'm Jason.
I'm David.
Matt/Taco.
We just saw the movie September 5th, and we will give a quick synopsis of it and give our rating and then talk a little bit about it right after this intro.
Well, based on Taco and Jose's laughing in the back seat, you'd think we saw an uproarious comedy. But actually, tonight, we saw September 5th. It is a thriller drama about the 1972 Olympics. And I'll kick it to Jose.
Where the ABC Sports team is covering for the first time live, and a very dramatic situation unfolds.
And they have to decide what to air on television and what is not appropriate to air on television.
What are they airing?
Well, I don't know if I'm supposed to give it away.
It's okay.
It's in the trailer.
So, for the first time in television history, in 1972, a terrorist event was recorded or broadcast live on television, and there was 900 million viewers of ABC's live broadcast.
Almost as much as the drive home.
Nearly the same viewership as the drive home. Well, with that said, should we give this movie a quick... So you didn't even have to pay. Should we give this movie a quick rating?
Yes.
All
Sure.
right. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Thumb sideways.
I
Alicia.
don't know if I'm just tired. First of all, this story, of course, needed to be told. It's a very sad story. Maybe I wasn't in the mood for a sad story. I guess I wanted to see inside of the terraced,
The apartment.
like the apartment kind of thing, and I didn't expect it to be the news coverage of it. So I guess I was just kind of thrown off by that, and it was a little slow for me in the beginning, especially.
Well, unlike Taco, I got that it was all about the news coverage from the trailer.
I don't really pay attention to the
We
trailer.
have seen this
We've
trailer,
seen the trailer.
6 trillion times.
Taco's always leaving to get his refill.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not saying it was bad. I just was like, it was not my cup of tea tonight.
I get that.
Yes, we knew from the trailer that it was more about the newsroom, but I liked it was very like docudrama, like that grounded approach. It was just very realistic, and I would assume pretty true to what actually happened in the newsroom and the terrorist attacks there. So I like that they kept it pretty realistic and grounded, and I think even without any explosions or like actual gunshots on camera, like it was still very suspenseful and intriguing, and I was wanting to know what was going to happen next, because I knew about the terrorist attacks at the 1972 Olympics.
Did you really?
I was not I don't know the whole story, and I did not know how it ended, so I was on the edge of my seat.
Kimmy, we're going to need a little fact check on David's academic record.
Speaking of fact checks, if you want a more the type of version of the film that you are seeking, I do think that there's a movie called Munich from like the 2000s, and I think it's more of the like inside, like they're theorizing what would have been happening on the inside. So
As
Can
we
we fact
hear it.
check that?
As we hear it.
I believe that movie stars Eric
He's
Bana.
0 for 2 this year so
Eric-
far. Fact checked.
Wow.
Yeah,
wow,
check
wow.
out Munich. I haven't seen that film, so this was this movie was my first exposure to the September 5th attacks.
Jason.
Yeah,
And
no,
then
I
also you need to finish it.
I mean, I guess I knew what I was walking into, and, you know, it was tense. I think what what was fascinating to me was like the technology
Yes,
of
I knew
1972,
you liked
right?
that.
Like it was just like how clunky and huge and slow everything was, and these guys had to like improvise. Like I love the scene where they were like, I don't know, across the street from the Olympic Village, and they had no way to do a live broadcast because the cameras were,
500.
5,000
Yeah.
and they evidently have one satellite that ABC and CBS were sharing
Yeah.
for some unknown reason. And they just like drug the studio camera outside with a long enough extension cord. I mean, like, I think we just take for granted how easy like subtitles are to put in, like enlarging pictures, like all that stuff was just fascinating how they
she
did that
had
stuff
to take photos of the photos
through a
to
magnifying
enlarge them.
glass.
Wild.
I mean,
Yeah,
like,
that stuff was cool.
it's just like stuff that is so easy for us now to do. I mean, like Peter Jennings was, reporting live, via, I think, a walkie-talkie, right?
Yeah, and they somehow had to configure it up to be able to broadcast live on the air. I mean, all just like crazy things. That's fascinating. Would be an easy fix today. So I enjoyed that component, and honestly, I knew nothing about it.
I hate the Olympics and didn't know anything
Yeah.
about this situation, and very, very sad, very tragic. I didn't know about it. So.
I agree. I think anyone born after 1990 should have to watch this film in a film class. Well, both history and a film class, just to
Journalism, too.
journalism.
I got that one
Absolutely,
wrong, yeah.
absolutely. To just appreciate the work.
Yeah.
It was intense. But
So-
I get what you're saying. I think it definitely, even though I knew what I was walking into, I didn't expect it to be that.
Yeah.
But it was intense for
A couple of my notes. Number one, they probably did this on purpose. There wasn't a lot of like sound in the background or music, which is fine, but I guess maybe that was making me feel a little tired. I'm not saying it was a bad thing. Number two,
You wanted to hear like Miley Cyrus in the background, or what?
no,
Like a
but I
little-
thought even just some like,
I came in like a.
yeah. No, I didn't want that, but some little backing track sometimes can help with some suspenseful moments. Number two, again, I'm probably just dumb, but the characters look so like they all look the same, three of the men. And I just
Didn't know who
couldn't
was who.
tell who was who sometimes.
Okay.
Like who was the head guy, who was this, who was that. Was the one guy the Green Goblin?
No.
It sounded like him.
No.
Okay. See, I'm just all off. But
I think for those things, for me, if it's like in a documentary series, it helps me if the first time they show that person, they do a little, Jeff
Yeah.
Bezos, owner of
Yeah.
Thank
Amazon,
you.
that kind of thing. That does help me because I do agree. I was like, oh,
who was that?
I don't remember that guy's name, and what does he do? That would have helped me.
Like Oppenheimer, I felt the same way.
Yeah.
Like loved it, but I got confused.
This one had
Who's who?
way fewer characters.
Context
so I
clues,
could
y'all.
follow.
Context. Read the room.
Yes, the
There's
main
a-
guy with the switches and that, but the other two guys, I still don't realize their difference.
It would have been nice to know what their actual job
One
was.
of
I mean, you
them-
kind
one
of got
them
it,
said
right?
head of operations, and then just from my knowledge of working in public relations, I would
Here we
assume
go.
one is the executive producer,
Kimmy.
and then there's one that's like the associate producer, or like because you have your different, but definitely like I think Peter Sarsgaard was the executive producer.
Folks, we have Kimmy, boots on the ground. Yeah, she says everything he said is fake. Okay, continue, David.
I also like. Did the German cops really come in and shut down the live stream, and then the other guy came in again? I don't know who it was, and he was like, "Get out of my studio!" And they were just like, "Okay." That part confused me. I was
she
like,
said they were local cops. They didn't know what they were doing. They
Right.
probably were
They
just getting.
were probably just given an order, but they don't have any jurisdiction because isn't like the Olympic Village not? It's like international.
"Oh,
Yeah, I don't know. We're getting
Wow.
into guessing territory. It was very obvious that the Germans were very ill prepared for something like this. Considering, I guess, the World War II was
Yeah.
relatively fresh, and I suppose they were nervous about giving
Having, like,
German
And
Scots again.
Marianne, the translator, did say that the German army didn't have jurisdiction to be in West Germany, so there's still some of that
Yeah.
division because
That's why,
the
yeah.
wall was still up. So
Well, West Germany had their own army, right? They were two separate countries, countries.
companies.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But she was saying they're not allowed to be in.
My guess would be the international community didn't want to see a German army
Kimmy?
so fresh
Kimmy.
after World
But
War
still, they had guns. They went in there, and then he was just like, "Get out of my studio!" And then they were like, "Okay." Like, if that really happened, like, whoa, that's really interesting to me.
I'm sure there's some sort of
Yeah.
biographical novel written
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
I did, as a person who works with the media a lot, I did find it fascinating, the newsroom. And I am literally a public relations professional. I work with journalists every day in my job. So
And what is your rule, David?
About
Because
getting things wrong.
true, because okay, so they obviously made a bad call, and I mean,
Yeah.
this is not a spoiler alert. I mean, all the hostages die, and ABC
they
News
broadcast something before
broadcast
they had
the
a
wrong
second
message.
source.
And is that still?
Depends on the type of story that you're working on, but a lot of things that are having I work with a lot of health and wellness brands, so if it's a story that's stating facts about health, a lot of media outlets will require you to have they'll be like, can you get me a second source for this story to be quoted in it? So
And-
usually one source is not enough for
And it depends on the
journalists.
source too, right? Aren't there
Yes.
certain governments and certain channels that, I don't know if other countries are going to go off of Fox News as their trusted source of
Yes.
truth.
True social.
And depending on what the story is, checking credentials, certifications, whatever it may be. So yeah, I did find all that fascinating, the inner
Yeah.
workings of the newsroom, and you said, the technology.
But even though that German chancellor or assistant to the chancellor went on to ABC and said that they were all fine. So there was a whole cover up.
He used some dance around words.
Yes.
That we
as
hope,
we're seeing
how
it,
we hope,
how we
how we
hoped
hope it
as
ended.
we're seeing it.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, he had to have orders from someone to go on and try and smooth things over.
Well, right. I mean, it's time and time again with government, with celebrities, with whatever. They never come out and just face the truth. They have a story, and then they later,
Yeah.
dance around it. And
This is why good journalism will be more important now than ever.
So it sounds like, David, next time you're giving a fact, you should just say, "As I'm seeing it," and
then you can literally say
you're in the
anything
clear.
you want.
As
My
I'm,
hope is
as
that
I'm
I'm
recalling
speaking
it,
this correctly.
Yeah.
I will start adding some clauses to the beginning of my sentences so Kimmy doesn't have to.
She's working overtime
Yeah,
up in
she's
here.
Tired.
Our fact checker we need to pay her double for
Or
a
we're gonna
lot
need
of
to
my
hire a
misquotes this year.
Intern.
Double.
Check.
Someone who speaks German.
Double of zero is quite a bit
Yeah.
for the pay.
Between my, queer casting misinformation, and then what did I
Yeah.
say in Nosferatu? Oh, that it was in Spanish, but it was in German.
Yeah.
Mike,
it was
movie lover, or whatever his name was, that challenged you.
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
gonna
he
win.
should come
Mike
back and
Movie
challenge
Lover,
me
where are
for,
you?
Was Mike
trivia
Movie
again.
Lover?
I would definitely lose the state I'm in right now.
Speaking of our favorite fans,
Should we read a comment?
Oh, you want to shift gears?
It has been a while
Yeah.
since we shared.
yeah, we
comments.
haven't shared comments in a while.
Well,
Mike Movie Lover, we miss you.
yes.
Come join us and beat David at trivia, apparently, because he knows.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
this is, we've had so many comments, and we're sorry. We've been just really getting all the comments. We want to get the content to you out here. But today's comments is going to come from @Adelina Sardothian 8238.
Thank you for those additions.
I'm sure that's how you say it.
We're doxing people now.
And this was on our queer video, and this was to Jason.
Oh,
This person said, if I could do it, I don't consider it art.
that was
you,
a quote from me, I believe. Yes.
yeah, Jason said that.
Yeah.
But you didn't, so now what? Ignorant statement. Now there was a little fight that happened after that.
There was a
A
little
couple
bit, yeah.
people,
Chimed in.
someone said, well, the drive home said it was a statement to further explain why we didn't like the movie. And then someone said, look up the definition of could. Well, whoever that person was, I'd like to say and defend Jason up here. He didn't say that he did make that piece of art. He said he could make that piece of art.
Right.
Yeah, and joke's on you, Adelina, because Queer, Jason's version, comes out in theaters this Christmas.
Yeah.
That's right. Director's
right.
cut.
The director.
Bring it in.
Director's uncut.
Yes.
Uncut version.
No, honestly, what I was referencing was I'm a huge Judge Judy fan, and there was a case. Honestly,
boy.
there was a case, and she was referring to art. She's like, if I can make this, then it's not art, and that was what I was referencing. Like, I could have made that piece of shit movie Queer, so I just don't consider it art.
As you're seeing it.
As
I'm seeing it.
As your recall.
Fun fact, Judge Judy was actually an intern on that ABC crew in Munich. Yeah.
Wait, for a second, I thought you were
Totally
real.
fake.
Fake
Gimme.
news.
Any other thoughts on the movie?
I liked it.
Yeah, I thought it was good.
I liked
I'm
it.
sideways leaning up. I always like a true story. I just
Didn't it give you Saturday Night vibes? Like
Yes.
that's why I was surprised because
Yes.
you liked that.
yeah. I guess that one just had more. It was a happier
I think this is like
story.
a thriller,
yeah.
Could you tell
thriller
the
genre.
people
That's
apart?
comedy. Yeah.
And well,
Saturday night. Could you tell who's who?
they looked different in Saturday Night.
And they like are shouting their name a lot.
They shouted their name.
They would have
a
been
lot.
like Chevy
Yeah.
or
And
Dan.
what also helped is those people looked like who they were supposed to look like. Peter Jennings looked nothing like he did. Well, he's dead now, but in real life. I mean, because like when I was a kid, we only had 3 stations for World News, and he was the host of World News Tonight on ABC. For
So as you
million years.
saw it, Peter Jennings looked a certain way, though.
He did not look like the person that was portraying him in that movie. So, anyway, has this movie, David, been nominated for anything?
It has been nominated at the Oscars as of today for Best Original Screenplay.
Interesting. Okay,
and I
okay,
think
but
this-
nothing else.
Nothing else, surprisingly. I thought it would, just from rumors I had heard, I thought it would maybe be up for Best Picture. But I thought the script was really good, very compelling.
So our goal at the drive home is to at least see all of the Best Picture nominees. So David's going to call up the list, and we're going to say which ones we still need to review yet. But we will do a review for all the Best Picture nominees, and we hope to do a live broadcast during the Oscars where the awards will be, announced, and we will kind of do our reaction and how we feel about that, and then go from there. We're still working that out, but
And
There we
if
go.
you want to see any of our reviews from this year on these movies, go ahead and go down on our Instagram, our YouTube, our Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and sometimes Facebook. You could even find it on there, and go find it. They're labeled.
where's
and
the best
enjoy.
place to go see all of our footage, though?
You can also go to our amazing website,
Oh, nice.
thedriveHome312.com.
Oh,
Question or answer?
that's it. Yeah.
Well, normally I'll say www, but I don't think our video shows us typing in www.
It does, actually. I do that. Don't I?
No, because the first time I said it, I said the drive home,
Oh.
and then you
okay.
yelled at me.
We're gonna clean
All
this
right.
up.
Well,
Clean it up.
Post.
on all those places, you can find our reviews of these Best Picture nominees: Wicked,
Yeah, we like that.
Dune Part 2,
Our very first
First
review.
episode. Yeah, that's a rough episode, guys.
and Conclave, and
we like that.
The Brutalist coming this week.
Yeah.
We have not. No, some of us have seen these other movies. We just have not done a group review of
We
them.
will, though.
But we will. The Substance, Nickel
yep.
Boys, I'm Still Here, Amelia Perez, which Jason's really excited
Yeah, I can't
for.
wait.
He loves reading movies. A Complete Unknown, and Honora.
Okay.
So
All right, so we've got some homework to do, but the Oscars aren't till when?
March 2nd.
Okay, we got time.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Stuff.
Your cup was
Jennifer
flat.
Lopez and Lady Gaga were both nominated for Razzie Awards
David,
this week.
we said we weren't going to talk about that.
Well, I just want you to know that you all shit on J-Lo, but guess who else is nominated for a Razzie? Lady Gaga. Even though I love her, and it's
Yeah, I
not
don't think she
deserved.
should have been. The acting was
Yeah,
fine.
yeah.
But
How many
was not
Razzies
part of the
has J-Lo
script.
been nominated
Probably
for in
like-
the past?
Probably like 3 or 4.
That's a fact check that I'll check for Kimmy.
Kimmy here. These dumb bitches wouldn't know a movie fact if it bit them in the ass. Once again, I'm asked to fact check these ass clowns. See the ticker below for the real facts. Kimmy out.
though we should also say that we are planning on giving our own awards this
Yes.
year in conjunction with the Academy Awards.
Yes.
And they're called what, David?
The Roadies.
The Roadies.
The most prestigious film award ever given out.
So look for our nominations in our Instagram feed and YouTube very soon. And of course, our website, www.
The drivehome312.com.
There we go.
And make sure you comment who you think should win a roadie
Yeah.
on any of
We've
our
got some amazing nominations.
Yeah, some great
right.
categories, including Gayest Movie, Best Nipples, Worst Wig, presented by the Taco Salon, and many more.
Yeah.
So,
This is exciting. And we're going to have some celebrity guests read the winners.
Yes.
So this will be great.
Wow, I can't wait for the roadies.
I can't either. Probably we're going to do it Oscar night, I would
yeah,
guess.
maybe even the day before.
Yeah.
You know, well, we got to
That's true.
figure out how to.
Let us know what you think.
Yeah. Comment below.
Comment below and share, like, and subscribe. Smash that like button.
Well, we're home. Matthew,
Yes?
would you like to sing us out?
I would love to sing us out
Okay.
in honor of ABC. Here we go. ABC. Easy as 1, 2, 3. Do, re, mi, ABC. 1, 2, 3, baby, you and me.
All right, Taco.
It's in his face.
Like and subscribe.